What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In this episode, I want to show you how to embed a social share button on your website project. So basically what that means is that we are going to provide some kind of way for people to actually share your content across different social media platforms. So it could be your profile pages or your blog post or any other pages that you would like people to share for you across different social media platforms. So right now we only have three options available for us, which is to share the content via Facebook, Twitter, or Pinterest. So if I click on Facebook right now, I'm going to be directed to Facebook, and right there I could just post the content with just a single click. Okay, so basically that is what we are going to do. And we're also going to add some basic JavaScript functionality as well to do the toggle functionality. And another thing I want to mention is that this is a simple HTML and CSS project, and we are not going to start building all these things from scratch. We are only going to add all the JavaScript functionality for us to achieve the outcome that I showed you earlier. Okay, so if you really want to follow along, you can navigate to my GitHub Repo and clone the project. This is the completed project, but you can clone it and follow along. And basically that is that about that. And another thing that I really want to mention is that I got this project from frontendmethod.io. So if I navigate to their official website, you can actually see a bunch of projects that you can work on. And basically they provide all the resources that you're going to use for you to actually build those projects. Okay, so the link will be in the description below. If you're looking for more inspirations and more ways to build projects and practice, you can come to frontendmethod.io and you see a bunch of cool projects that you can work on. Okay, so with that being said, I will navigate to my Visual Studio Code. So what I'm going to do now is to actually show you the folder structures. And as you can see at the top, I have a design folder, and basically this is the image of the completed project. This is how it is going to look like, and we have the image for the bigger size and then the smaller size, like so. And yeah, basically that's what we have inside the design folder. So in the images folder, we have all the images that we're going to use to actually build the project. And if you go through it, you will see all the icons and then the images that we're going to use. The .gitignore file doesn't really matter, don't worry about that. The index.html consists of all the codes, and in here at the top I have declared some kind of meta tags, and I have a link that references my stylesheet.css file. And if I scroll to the top, to the bottom, you can see that we have some bunch of HTML codes that I believe if you go through it, you're going to understand. I have about 108 lines of code, and basically if you go through it, they are pretty familiar to understand. And I'm also going to open my index, my styles.css, and right there, if you actually go through it as well, they are pretty easy to understand. And I'm going to reference some kind of item in order to better understand what the code does. Okay, so right after that, let me open my index.js, and right now we're going to start adding a simple functionality. So the functionality that I'm talking about is just the toggle functionality for us to actually display this item. Okay, so before that, this is the completed project and it is the live site, and right here is the actual projects that we're working on. As you can see, as I'm clicking, it is not working, but we are going to add some kind of JavaScript functionality for us to actually make this functional. Okay, so now let's navigate back to my JavaScript, and what I'm going to do is to actually select some kind of item. So the first thing that I'm going to select is the button that we have right there. Okay, so the class name that I'm going to target is the share __ button, and again I'm going to select another item called share __ option, because that is the item that wraps all the available social media platforms that we can share our content to. Okay, so if you actually go to the CSS and target the share __ options, you will see all the styles that I've added. But in my case, I'm just going to select it by creating a variable called share options like so, and I'm going to go with document.querySelector. And what I'm going to do is to actually select the share __ options. And another thing I want to select is the share button. So I'll create a variable called share button, and it's going to be equals to document.querySelector. And in here, I want to select the share __ button like so. So another thing I want to do is to add some kind of click event to the share button. So anytime that we click on this, we want to add some kind of class name to share options in order to display our item. So basically right now, if I navigate to share options, I have set the visibility to hidden. So basically right now, you're not going to see the item, but if I comment it out like so and navigate to my project, you can see that now we have the item that has been displayed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to actually create a class name for it, which I've already created. And right there, we have show share options. And in here, I have created some kind of style in order to make the div to be visible whenever this class name is added to our item dynamically with JavaScript. So for me to actually show that to you in action, let's navigate back to my JavaScript, my index.js, and right now I'll go with share button because we want to add some kind of event listener, which is going to be the click event. And again, I'm going to go with my arrow function, which is the callback function. And right now I want to say the share options class list add, which is going to be the show. The class name is called, let me go back to it for us to reference it, show share options. So I'll just copy it like so and navigate back to my JavaScript, and I'm just going to paste it right there. So basically what I mean is that whenever I click on the button, I want to set the visibility of this div to be visible so that we'll be able to see the item that we have. Okay, so right now, if I actually go to my page and click on it, you can see that we have our item right there. And no matter how many times I click on it, it's always going to stay like that. But what I'm going to do is to actually navigate back to my index.js, and instead of that, I'm going to add toggle. Okay, so anytime I toggle on this, I want to switch the item all around. I want to close it and I want to open it by clicking on the same icon like so. So basically, this is the first functionality that we've added, but at the same time, when the item is open, I want to make this button active. So what I'm going to do is to actually set this to a variable. So I'll go with const is open like so, and then I will assign it to this, and I want to say if is open is true. Okay, if it is true, I want to set the background of the share button. I want to set it to another color. Okay, so I'll just go with share button .style .background color like so, and it's going to be the X value of 485568. 485568. Okay, so if it is not active, so I'll go with else. I'm just going to set the share button .style .background color. It's just going to be an empty string. Okay, so now if I navigate to my web page again and click on button, you can see that the background is always there. And if I click on it again, you can see we've got rid of the background, which is how the original website looks like. So the next thing that we're going to do is to start adding the functionality for us to navigate to different social media platforms in order to share this content. So the first thing that I'm going to do is right there is to actually create 3 variables. So the first one is going to be link. So basically this is going to be the link of the content that you would like to share across different social media platforms. And in my case, I'm going to grab the live site URL of this project. I'm going to grab it like so, and I'm going to paste it right there. So basically, this is the content that I want to share. And another thing that I want to share is the message that is going to be displayed when the content is being shared to different social media platforms. Okay, and I'm just going to go with a checkout where I can write check out my new article like so. So the next thing I want to do is to actually select all our social media icons. So let's navigate to my index.html, and right there you can see we have our social media images, and I wrap them inside an anchor tag. So we are going to select them by targeting the class name. The first one that we have is the Facebook, and then we have Twitter, and then we have Pinterest. And another thing I want you to notice is that the anchor tag doesn't have any href attribute, and that is because we are going to add it with JavaScript dynamically. Okay, so with that being said, I will now get to my index.js, and right there I'll create a variable called Facebook, and I will assign it to document.query selector in order to select the item. So I'll go with Facebook like so. So now it's time for us to actually use the Facebook URL that is going to enable us to post our item to Facebook very easily. So for us to actually get that, I'll navigate to my Google and just say Facebook Web Share API. And if I do that, I should get a bunch of results. And right there, this is the URL that is going to enable us to share our content to Facebook. So what I'm going to do is to actually copy it like so. And right now, I want to add the href value to our anchor tag and then assign it to the URL. So for us to do that, we're going to go with the Facebook, which is the anchor tag, and then we want to tap into the method to the href attribute. And now we are going to assign it to this href value. So right after this equal sign, all I'm going to do is to go with my $ and then my curly brackets to concatenate this URL plus the link that I want to post when I click on the Facebook icon. Okay, like so. And with that alone, if I actually try to test it, if it works, I'm going to click my icon. And right now, if I click on Facebook, I should be directed to the Facebook page. And right there, I could just post my item right away. Okay, so I think that is working, and we are also going to do the same thing for Twitter and Pinterest. So what I'm going to do is to actually create another variable for Twitter as well. Twitter like so, and I'm assigning it to document.query selector, and in here I'm going to select the link called Twitter, and right there I'll set the href attribute, which is going to be equals to the Twitter link that I'm going to paste right away. I've already copied it out, so I'm just going to paste it like so. And in here you can see this is the link. Let me close the file tree, and right there you can see the link. And inside the parameter, you can see your link, the link that you want to display, which is the one that we have up there. And then the second thing that I want to display is the message that is going to show up if we click on if you want to post the item. So what I'm going to do is to actually pass in the message right there, and the hashtag that we would like to assign to this item is going to be article HTML or whatever. Okay, so just have any hashtag. You can just place any hashtag right there, and we're good to go. If I actually test it out and click on it, let me click on Twitter, we're going to be directed to Twitter page, and just like that, we are going to receive some content that we would like to tweet. Okay, and right now you can see we have a space for the image, we have our title, and then the link to our live site URL, and then the title of the item that we would like to post. Okay, so this is working. So now we have to do the same thing for the third item, which is Pinterest. So let me go with const Pinterest, like so, and then I will assign it to document.query selector, and I'm going to select the item Pinterest, like so. So I'm going to do the same thing, Pinterest.href, and right there it's just pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to paste the value, like so, and right after the URL I could just go with my link and then paste it right there. Okay, and let me go with my $, like so. Okay, so if you really want to get the link, they are pretty easy to get, just like the way I looked for the Facebook link. You can also do the same thing for Twitter, and then do the same thing for Pinterest, and that is how you can be able to add functionality of sharing your content across different social media platforms. Okay, so if I actually go ahead and test it out, I'll click on Pinterest, I should be directed to a page that is going to allow me to post my item. As you can see, you have the image, and then you can actually put in some value right there and post the item to your Pinterest profile. Okay, so I think that is that about that, and I think this is the functionality that we were supposed to add to accomplish this project, and I hope you really find it helpful. If you do, make sure that you smash the like and the subscribe button, and this is our project.